I'm going to make a work table for Lori, or a kitchen table for the 1 to 6 dolls. So I want this to be the length of the table, so I can use these pieces for the tabletop. And I have been measuring around to get some measurements. So I found out that the height of my table needs to be 15 centimeters. So that's the height of the table. Then I want the width to be 10 centimeters, what is normally 60 centimeters. So I cut 4 of these pieces. These are the 15 height and the 10 wide. Then I have one big piece that is 26 long. That's the length of this pin. And it has a 15 in the height as well. So I'm going to start up with gluing 2 of these on the ends, so 1 in each end. And this wood has this weird texture on one side and the flat texture on the other one, so I'm going to make it so that the weird is inside and the flat is on the outside. So I'm going to take something to put in place so that it keeps the side leveled, all straight when glued on. And then I'm just going to take my glue and glue it on. There we go. And I'm putting it onto the edge here. So I found out that I need 8.5 centimeters between each of my extra walls, so I'm just going and measure up 8.5, and I'm gonna do it from the side over here. 8.5, and I did it on the top here as well. So I'm just going to place my ruler and make a line. And again right here. And so now I'm just gluing in the side walls here, right here and right here. So I have all the sides pieces on, and I cut out 3 popsicles in 8.5 centimeters so they fit between here, and I'm going to place them at the bottom of this. So I might have to get it up and standing, so I'm first putting in some glue, and I will turn it upside down. And I'm going to place this, and I'm going to place it a bit back, and I'm gonna do that all 3 places like that, and I'm going to leave it to dry. I have the sink right here, and this is made out of the measurements from my own kitchen sink, and I'm going to make this piece of paper into a pattern by simply placing it on top and squeezing the corner a bit. So that I can see where the inside of it is. If you don't have a 3D printer, you can use one of those containers from McDonald's with sauce in there for it instead. That would do really good also. And I know I have my hole somewhere. It's right there. So good. So I have this piece of paper, and I'm going to draw an outline here on it. Then I glued together 4 stir sticks and 3 more, and this is painter stir sticks, and I'm going to place them together. And I kind of decided where I wanted to go also so that it fits into the cabinet. And I can almost see where I have the lines here. So I'm just going to draw here where I think my lines is. And they came over pretty well. So you can see the pattern here for the sink, and as it is in two pieces, it's easier for me to cut that out before I glue it together. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna drill this little hole as well. So my tabletop is almost done. I just decided to make it a bit longer, so I cut out two pieces to put on each end. So I'm going to do that, let it dry, and then I'm going to take some nice sandpaper and sand my tabletop at the top side so it will be nice and smooth. So I'm going to take my sink, and I'm actually going to glue here along the edge. Then I'm going to take my faucet. I am putting it through the hole so it peeks out on the other side, and that part is placed down in the hole in the sink. This way I know that the two holes are lined up, and I'm making sure that everything is neat and lined here. And I'm going to leave this to dry before I reinforce it on the back side. As my nail art drill broke, I'm going to use my Dremel for making the holes. And I draw it where I want it. And I'm going to do it over here as well. And now I can place the handles for the faucet. So I painted and glazed this part of the cabin. And now I'm going to glue on the tabletop. So I'm just going to take my glue and put it on here. Taking my tabletop and placing it around where it needs to go, and I'm going to put something heavy on top of it so that I make sure that it is good in there in the glue. So I glued on the tabletop, and I cut out some stir sticks, and I'm going to glue them here around the top and around the bottom piece of the cabinet for making it look more nice and even. So I'm just going to take the pins here that I cut into length, put on a tiny bit of glue and glue it down at the top part. And I'm gonna do that all the way around at the top and at the bottom of this. I have glued the list all around the edge on top and on bottom of the cabin, and then I cut out these pins that is a little less, like a centimeter shorter than the side walls, and I'm going to use these to keep the drawers in place. I'm 3D printing my drawers, so after printing I am placing them down in where they need to go. And then I'm taking 2 of these and I'm gluing them on one side. And using my tweezers to grab it and going in here under the drawer and placing it all up under the bottom of the drawer. Doing the same thing with the other one. I have all the working drawers in their place now. That took a while, and remember, if you don't have a 3D printer, you can always make them of paper or of wood. And I printed some drawer fronts here without the drawers, and I'm actually going to glue that on this side. That's why I put in 2 popsicle, one on each side here, to make the opening a little smaller so that I can actually glue in the front. So I'm just going to take my glue, and on this one I am going to put it on the top edge and here on the side. And then place it where I want it. And so on with the next. So this is going to be a fake drawer front. And placing the last one. So now I just leave this to dry, and then the table itself is all ready. Thank you for watching this craft. I know it's a bit long and that's why I cut it in 2, but I hope you like the result of this. So thank you for watching. Happy crafting.